Hey guys, welcome back to the episode of Nerdrant. I'm Dr. Zombrain, also known as Seth, with my co-host
JJ, aka Junior Wolf. I have a feeling we're gonna have some delay this time because you were in and out during your numbers. I think you paused while you were counting me in, and I thought my internet cut out for a second.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a fun one, guys.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I did that because I was and I was checking to make sure the recording device was set up properly.
No, I genuinely, I was like, oh crap, am I gonna have to go turn off my Xbox?
Because I use the same headset for my PlayStation and PC, so I have to unplug it and plug it back in, but then since it has a microphone, sometimes when I plug it in, it sets to that. It shouldn't.
Hold on, let me use my remote to turn off my Xbox here because that's actually a good idea. It's connected to the Wi-Fi and I don't want to have any more issues than I need to.
Nothing.
Anyways, guys, stuff happened.
Stuff keeps happening. There's a TikTok that I watch, but it's mostly more about global news. But it's just every few days, it's just stuff keeps happening. The world keeps spinning, but it never slows down. It only speeds up.
Yeah, we were so ready from last week that when we talked about all the stuff that happened to move on to, an actual topic or an actual subject this time around. No, 1 week and suddenly everything's falling apart again. Literally, the other night you texted me about the Mr. Beast thing and I was like, hold on, what? I'm literally going to bed because I have work tomorrow. Why is this happening now?
So, guys, we're gonna jump around. We're gonna touch a few topics. Then we might just focus on I don't know, a game that we like or something for the end part of it. But we gotta cover these things. And I don't know what other topic to really cover for an hour straight right now. Because a lot of the stuff, once again, we're in this kind of lull point at the end of a season where there's some stuff that we want to cover, but we're kind of waiting to come out. It's we're waiting for Con Next to happen. And I think we're getting to a point now, we're into September, Game Award nominations might start happening. So there's just a bunch of stuff that we're kind of waiting for to cover. So, yeah. Terraria 1.4.5.
Because that's what everybody's waiting for.
Well, then we could actually do a Terraria episode, because from the last one, I sounded awful. Everything was broken, and that was 3 years ago.
We might need an update on that when the update does come
out,
because it has been so long.
That's what I mean. It's not, I am anticipating that, because that's one of our most listened episodes, and I was so jank. I want to do another Terraria episode, but the moment we do a Terraria episode, the following week, 1.4.5 is going to launch. Because that's
we just
how
have
this
to
podcast
wait for
works.
it and hope that, nothing breaks before that. Anyway,
So anyway, let's start with the Mr. Beast thing, right? Because that's kind of chaos. So we're gonna talk about this Mr. Beast thing, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think either of us quite know what's going on.
So
I was pretty much scrolling through TikTok, and I see a thing about Mr. Beast. I'm like, oh, this is AI, because AI is rampant. And I look into it, I'm like, wait a minute, what? No, and then I go to the Mr. Beast Twitter, and it's there. It's not on Mr. Beast TikTok, even though the video tagged, but it was on. So pretty much what happened, JJ? What happened with Mr. Beast?
So he tweeted 3 days ago, just out of the blue, no lead up to anything. He said, I bought the NFL and put a YouTuber on each team. I read this when you sent it to me and was like, hold on. One, I freaking hate Twitter with all of my being because I follow Mr. Beast and this should have popped up on my timeline, which I do keep up with, and it just didn't. So I was a little upset there. But two, I was like, hold on. Why is Mr. Beast... How is Mr. Beast buying a sports, I don't even know what to call it, category?
Genre?
The NFL is America's football, period. Everything. All of it is encapsulated by the NFL. How do you...
I wouldn't say American football. I'd say American sport. When you think America, you're thinking football, you're thinking Super Bowl, right? Mr. Beast can do whatever he wants. The Super Bowl still gets the most views out of anything, except maybe the World Cup. But honestly, I'd argue even the Super Bowl specifically, there's ads and stuff. The Super Bowl still beats out the World Cup, even though the World Cup is a global phenomenon. right?
And I'm
Everyone
like,
likes soccer.
How do you buy that? Like, that shouldn't be possible, right? Like, you can't just buy it. Like, this is a kind of thing that has shares, right? Like, people can hold shares, but aside from that, you can't buy it. But he tweeted this, and it has
you can't buy a football team, so if you just bought every football team...
You can buy a team, but he's not buying every team. You can't do that.
Yeah,
and
you
even
could.
then, in the video, he
Technically.
says he's changing the rules of the game and adding a player to each team, and that player is going to be a YouTuber. You can't change the rules. Even if you buy every team, you can't change what the rules of football are.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's more like the behind this. I feel like you couldn't change how it's played, like, on the field, but this wouldn't be an on-the-field thing. This would be a behind-the-scenes manager-type role. And I'm guessing the YouTuber would be more so for social media, like, just, like, advertising. But again, I think at the...
This is all speculation because there's nothing but this video so far. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any follow-up to this at all. Not from Mr. Beast, not from any of these players.
Oh, neither have
I looked into a couple of them, and none of them have said anything.
So, I will say, like, it was the kickoff of the football season, so it might have just been an ad. Like, hey... Super Bowl, like not Super Bowl, the football season's officially underway. We're out of preseason. Around where I live, the Eagles are a big team, so, everyone was grabbing their Eagle Miller Lite, Eagles versus Cowboys. So, like, it could just be start of the season, and Mr. Beast just, like, was paid, or paid himself, because, like, I don't know.
But, like, we also have to consider,
is
like,
the person
the
that
sports
could buy all of
crowd
it.
is probably the farthest you can get from the kind of people who watch Mr. Beast, right? Like, Mr. Beast himself,
Yeah.
I'm sure he enjoys sports. I'm sure he watches sports like most grown men do. I am not a grown man in this context, guys. Don't make fun of me for that. But like, I'm sure he watches sports. But, like, he is not the demographic that sports people are going to be following. So why put him in an ad for sports if they're not really going to understand who he is?
Maybe it's the other way around to get people into sports from us. Like, hey, like, let's see what Mr. Beast does to the NFL over the season. And maybe he will be involved slightly.
If that is true,
whether he bought it or not,
I would totally be down. Like, that would work. But the problem is, we kind of need something to follow, right? Like, the kickoff game already happened, right? It was like, who was it?
Yeah.
The Chiefs and someone?
I mean, I think it was multiple games, because it was the Cowboys and Eagles, too.
Yeah, there were a couple of games that happened, and we haven't seen anything, right? As far as I know, there were no YouTubers there. There was no, like, special YouTuber coverage. Like, I know the first game was streamed on YouTube for free. But aside from that, there wasn't anything special that happened during that. So are we meant to take this as a joke? Or, like, is something actually happening and we just weren't told that it's going to take place later?
So here's another thing that I was thinking with this part was I saw a video because I watched a video or two on this. So then my For You page had some football stuff on it. And it was how much, like, all the streaming services you need to watch the season. And I don't know if this is, like, the different options, or, like, they were saying, like, you want to watch this one specific game on Thanksgiving Day, you have to use this streaming service. Only this streaming service will have it that day. Or you could use YouTube TV, and, like, and how expensive it is. And you have to get this extra version to watch football, right? It's not just ESPN. You need the Red Zone on ESPN, which is extra money. So what if this is a way where those YouTubers can stream those games? Or something. Like they're going to stream it on YouTube through those YouTubers, like, whether they're allowed, like, and they get the right and the license to watch the game. Maybe they're there or live or whatever. So that is a way to watch it for free. Will it be the same way? No, but it will be a way to watch it for free through those specific YouTubers for each game. So when the Cowboys are playing, this YouTuber that's on the Cowboys will be streaming those games.
I can see it. So, like, what would it be, like them watching and reacting to the game, or would it be
Maybe.
like them
or they're
the game?
there and they have a little table, and it's not going to be the same, but maybe like the announcers, and they can watch and announce the game. and like there would be 2 cameras, one on the YouTuber, one on the game. It would just be one wide shot. Again, it wouldn't be the same as like watching on TV because you wouldn't be able to like scroll through and like have all these extra cameras, but it would be a way to watch it for free.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, it's not a
That's
bad
what
idea.
I was maybe
The only thing
thinking,
is, there's been
like, the
such a
advertising
taboo
and
on the sports industry in terms of like watching stuff. I mean, like you said, there's like one place you can watch certain games at any given point, and so I feel like it's kind of like weird that Mr. Beast of all people would be the one to end that sports taboo.
It would be, but also wouldn't not be. Like, Mr. Beast, I feel like, again, is the type of person that would be able to do this, no matter how random it is.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
my
don't
word.
know. I don't know. That was just a random thing. We'll end there.
Seth,
We don't know what's
I don't
happening.
have to follow sports.
Nor do I really want to. Yeah, I don't think either of us really care enough to watch it, but like, I just thought this was really funny because just out of the blue, I just see Mr. Beast bought the NFL. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, that's a crazy tagline. Like, he bought the NFL.
It wasn't like I bought a team. Like, again, Mr. Beast could buy a team. He bought the NFL as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. And this is a stupid question because neither of us watch sports, but do you know who the other guy was in the video? Because I definitely don't.
Maybe like, like McMahon from WWE.
No.
Okay, so like maybe he's like that if people know. Like, I feel like WWE people know a little bit more than like something like the NFL because it switches out. But like the head person or the main like
like an
spokesperson, like the head of the NFL, like that's
like the CEO.
Kinda. Or like the main like announcer. So like at the Super Bowl, like he would be the person announcing, like the main person there. Kind of like the Game Awards guy. I'm forgetting his name. Like something like that, but for the NFL. I don't know, like CEO would be the best term because again, it's like this, like you said, they're shareholder. Like it's just so much bigger than just a CEO, but something like that. Maybe.
I mean, the fact that he's there is crazy because like. If he was doing this alone, like Mr. Beast made this video alone with the YouTubers, okay, fine. But like the fact that he's there makes this that much more official, and then I'm just confused.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. We talked about this for like 10 minutes, and there's plenty of other stuff that we could actually enjoy rambling about. This is just really random. Next up, this is a really quick thing that I think is like 100% confirmed at this point. It will be happening later this week. Marvel Rivals is launching on PS4.
Yep. Old generation. PS4.
Are people asking for this? Like...
okay, so I'm gonna put it like this, right? So most people do move up generation at least 3 years after a console comes out, right? They'll find one on eBay or something, or they'll get a discount, get it cheaper, so that they have the modern generation console. However, recently, when I've been talking to like gamers at work and different places, the amount of people that say, yeah, I have an Xbox One, or yeah, I have a PS4, still surprises me with how many people say that. And I think it's because they're casual gamers, like the people who will hop on and play like maybe once a week for not very long. They'll have the older gen consoles, just that they also have like streaming and a player, you know, a CD player or DVD player, I guess it would be.
So
it's...
Yeah, and that on top of, like, when you go to upgrade, right? Because we still have so many games, like Call of Duty is still releasing on last year, no matter how bad it is. It's like, what is the point of getting the current gen Xbox or PlayStation? Whichever, or, like, what exclusives are there to upgrade to get the next? Because, like, God of War Ragnarok's on PS4. Again, is it going to look as good? No, but it's there. Like, I can play it. Like, what exclusives are there to force you to upgrade? Especially in this economy. Like, sure, Nintendo's the outlier, right? People are buying it for one game or the option of a game. Like, they don't even... Like, the games weren't even out, and the people were still buying the Switch 2 for Donkey Kong. But what's there for PS5 and Xbox Series S and X?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot, because most things, you know, were put out during the era that the consoles just came out, right? So like anything that has a version for Series X also came out with a version for Xbox One. And so there are a couple of games that went back and changed that, like Jedi Survivor. When that came out, it came out with a Series X version, and then a year later they came out with the Xbox One version so that those people could still play the game even though they didn't upgrade within the first year of the console being out.
And I'll also say, for like specifically, because this is for PS4, I forget what the specific stat is, but we only just recently reached more PS5 users than the PS4 users on like PlayStation Network. So like there's still a lot of people on the last gen. But the thing is, with something like Jedi Survivor versus something like Marvel Rivals, is that's not a live service multiplayer game. Like, now when we have updates, they have to focus on last gen, which is so much weaker. And that's something that we've been asking for because you go on the Call of Duty version on PS4, because obviously it's made for PS5 and Xbox Series S and X. Does it run? Yes. It looks atrocious and is not made for it. And instead of having to spend all that time, that, like, echoed. That echoed.
You heard that?
That echoed. Like... That was crisp. I don't know what the enhancer's gonna do, but like that was really crisp. That like echoed.
Okay, for anyone who, I mean, I guess nobody
in case
knows,
it didn't
quite say this
enhance.
yet. Well, but my microphone broke, so I'm using like a weird music recording microphone right now, and it's
I want to
like
say it's
so
an
much
OXR
higher
port
quality, but
type
I
of
don't know
thing.
how to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like opened that just right in front of me, and I saw it like spike on my audio track, but I wasn't sure if you heard it because usually you don't.
Echoed. It echoed. Like it was crisp. It was clean.
That's great.
Anyway, back to the topic. It's just like, is it gonna hold back the future Marvel Rivals updates, having to make it for last gen and make it able to perform? Like I saw it's supposed to be like. The PS4 is going to run it at 30 frames, but the Pro is going to run it at 1440, 60 frames. Like, seriously? Like, why are we doing... Like, I get that people want to play it, but if you really want to play current games, like, get the next gen. Like, you can trade in. Like, it's going to happen. Like, that's just the way the world works. Like, we've done this for the last 4 generations. I understand it for the first year or two, but we are 4 years. I get it's also expensive, right? The prices just went up for PS5 as well. Like, we talked about that with Xbox. I do want to say PS5 also went up in price. But there's also rumors of a PS5 Slim that's going to have less storage, but it's going to reduce the price so that way people could still afford a $400. It might not be the normal PS5, but it will be a version, right? And it's like, just upgrade if you want to play current gen games. Just upgrade at this point. Like, you could save up. Like, in a year, you can save up $450. And if you can't, then I'm sorry, but, like, why does everyone else have to be, like, buckled down by that and developers have to make last gen versions because you don't want to afford the next gen console?
I just think it's because of how many people are still on that gen. Even if they're, like, planning to upgrade and they're trying to upgrade, there's still a massive amount of people that are on that gen. And so even if these games put themselves in a disadvantaged spot by making an edition for the last gen, I still think it's smart for them, because then that's like even 40%. If that's like 40% more revenue that they're now making on their game because they catered to this older gen, I feel like it kind of justifies itself. Even if the task might be harder from that point forward, they're making that much more money that they can afford to make that sacrifice.
I guess so. It's just kind of weird seeing, like, here's a brand new game. It's like, it's also releasing on last gen, which, mind you, hey Siri, when did the PS4 come out?
PlayStation
2013. 2013. That's
Dang.
what? 12-year-old console? 12-year-old console is still getting games. Current games.
Like, that would be like if the new Halo game dropped on the 360.
Yeah, like, that's insane. And this is just gonna be... Obviously, we don't have 50 generations of consoles, right? But with the console generations we've had, this is without a doubt one of the strangest we've had. Like, crazy success. Like, the PS5 has outsold the Xbox by 2. But at the same time, it didn't do well. But then it had a PS5 Pro, which everyone complained about. But then I don't know what it did versus the PS4 Pro, like sale-wise. We're still getting games on last gen, but then we're still selling out of the PS5s and Xbox Series S and X. Like, it is just
And then Xbox skipped its mid-gen. Like, completely. No mid-gen console. They launched with 2 separate consoles, being like the Slim and the Pro, I guess, would be the comparisons. And then they... Not only did they, like, change the expansion game, so, like, you have the expandable SSD, which is so overpriced, but then they also launched are launching the handheld in place of a new console, kind of, because, like, this would be around the time where we'd get, like, I don't want to say a mid-gen, because it's not quite like a Pro, but it's, like, instead of doing an updated console with a little bit more, like, I think during the Xbox One phase, they didn't, like, announce that it was a, hey, here's a console update, but in production, they changed how they made the Xbox One, and it did come out to be a little slimmer and be a little cheaper and more powerful, just because they updated their processing line, and that this would be around the time that they did that. And instead of doing that, because they're apparently not touching the Xbox until next generation, they're launching the Asus handheld in collaboration.
Which is rumored to be $700 or $1,000.
Yeah, which is like, more than the Xbox itself. Like, dude, this is such a weird generation.
And I do want to say, too, like, in case people say, I'm not going to count storage or disk drive as a mid-gen. Like, Xbox did release new consoles, right? We got a Series X with 2 terabytes, or we got a Series X without a disk drive, or this or that, right? There are versions, but they're not, like, actually reducing the size of the console or increasing the performance. It's just storage or disk drive or not. Like, that's the difference. And that's just not a mid-gen like that we've seen in the last 2 or 3 generations for both PlayStation and Xbox. Because Xbox had the Series 1S, right? Or X. Or wasn't it both? I think we had both. Like, their naming scheme. And then we had the PS4 Pro and Slim. So it's just like... Yeah, it is a strange generation, to say the least.
And that's not even accounting for the fact that a lot of people just flat out didn't upgrade and still haven't upgraded. Like,
yeah. And I don't know anything confirmations, but the one YouTuber I watch, it's kind of like the one that Timothy sends with like the mouths on the consoles and stuff. He mostly just does like fun skits, and he did a skit with like he was talking to Nintendo. It's like, I'm not worried. But it was talking about a PlayStation handheld that's still in the works. Like, we might get a new PSPN 2 or whatever it was called. Which is going to be, like...
If we do, this is totally a random side note, but if we do, I hope it's near the same size as the old PSP, because I saw a reel, and he made a great point. Handhelds these days are not the same as handhelds were in, like, the 2010s.
No, it's not like a DS.
Like, when we had DSs, we had PSP, even the Game Boy, I guess you could throw in there, even though that's older. They would fit in your pocket. Like, you could put that, like, a whole console in your pocket and take it with you. Now you have the Steam Deck and the Switch. Like, you have to have a carrying case and then a bag to put it in, and like, even if you have
phones,
a special
right?
controller, you have to like find a case for that like straps onto the Switch's bag. Like, it's like so much that you have to take with you. You're not able to just pull it out anywhere. It's like 10 minutes of setup just to start playing, which is just so inconvenient. And like, at that point, I'm just going to play on my phone.
but and with the phone point, mind you, say that you get a handheld because you want the bigger screen. Well, not Apple, but Android has flip phones. I don't know about you, but I've been seeing so many people getting, like, I don't know if they're paid or it's actually that crazy, the new flip phone Z or whatever it is. I've seen so many people saying they're going to switch to it. Again, I don't know if they're paid for it or it's just something about it was crazy. But, like, if you want a bigger phone, there is multiple versions of Android with flip phones, like, with bigger screens. So if you want a bigger screen, there's that. Or you have the iPad mini, which is slightly bigger, and it's an iPad. Like, it's slightly more performance and stuff than a phone. Like, there is so many options out there. Other than
especially with how things are going to the cloud with Xbox and whatnot, like even Nvidia's one. Why, at that point, would I spend $800 on a handheld that's going to be oh so great when it takes 10 minutes for me to set up? Like, if I'm on break at work for 30, 45 minutes, I'm not going to spend 10 minutes of that setting up my handheld to be able to play my game for 30, right? I'm going to pull out my phone and pull out my controller, which automatically hooks up to my phone if you did it right.
Mm-hmm.
And then just open up the Xbox app, choose the game, and boom, I'm going to start playing.
Yeah.
Like, why would I spend all that time on setup when I could just upgrade my phone for less money? With most, like, phone plans, you can upgrade for super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, just do that instead. It just makes more sense.
So, I don't know, the PlayStation handheld, I don't know what's like confirmed versus that was just a joke. Like, I know he also did a skit of like, hey, if they do handheld, they can do Bloodborne too, which will completely build out their Souls exclusive. But like, who knows? But like, it's just, if that's in the same generation, because mind you, in this generation, we also had the Portal Q or whatever, which was the extended screen of the PS5, but it wasn't a handheld. It was just an extra screen that you had to share your screen with. So there would be technically 2 PlayStation handhelds, but only one of them is a proper standalone device. Like, this generation has been whacked.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to figure out how to... Because of how gaming has changed, they themselves aren't making as much money with the typical, like, console generation format, and so they're trying to find other ways that they can make money while that new generation is pending and being worked on.
Because here's another thing that, like, PlayStation has done. I know Xbox has done plenty, too. But, like, well, for both of them, we have a new Guitar Hero controller, right? Like, we have the Riff Master. But then also, like, PlayStation did the PSVR, too, right? That was really big with the controllers, with the controller change in PS5. But then they also have, like, earplugs, like, earbuds, like, wireless earbuds. And it's just, like, they're doing all this other stuff, but then it's just strange. Like, I don't remember seeing all this stuff in the last 3 generations.
Yeah, it's definitely like, this is the most different generation we've had, which is good and bad in different ways. Like, obviously, I think it was time for a little bit of change, because if we kept with the same pace, it probably would have gotten a little dry. People would have gotten nitpicky. But at the same time, because we're changing so many things, it's not gonna feel like the same kind of gaming anymore.
So yeah, strange generation. I don't know what you were saying.
Yeah, neither do I. Anyway. What were we talking about? How did we get here?
PS4 and just talking about the generation. And stuff. So that's enough. Hey, like, Marvel Rivals for you PS4 players. I don't know. Is it like on Xbox One already? Or is it like
no, I don't think so.
Backwards? I don't know.
I don't think it's on.
Anyway, let's move on. We got... So let's talk about a movie that's in the works by... let's talk about a movie that's coming out. COD, we talked about that last time. Call of Duty apparently was given permission by Paramount to make a film, or it's in the works, right? There wasn't anything confirmation. We don't know what type of story it is, but there's something. However, apparently this has been in the works for a little bit longer, and somebody went to Activision and was like, hey, I'll make a movie for you. And do you know who that person is?
Who was it?
Steven Spielberg. Which, guys, if you don't know who Steven Spielberg is, he did E.T., Ready Player One, Jurassic Park, Jaws, and more.
He's a big time movie guy.
So he wanted to make a Call of Duty film, and they said no. And now we're getting whatever we're getting by Paramount. I'm not saying it's gonna be bad because of that, but like, I really don't know what like these companies are like, hey, these are all cult classics or successful films. Let's let him do it. Instead, they're gonna do some other person that no one's ever heard of. Actually, speaking, like, let's finish this, but I want to talk about that idea in a second, because there's another film or show that's coming out. But like, what do you think of that? Like, Steven Spielberg doing a Call of Duty movie with what you know about Call of Duty?
I think it would have been good,
like,
simply because he said he has played the games a ton. Like, that's the reason he wanted to do the movie, is because he has played Call of Duty pretty much his entire life, and that's one of the main games he plays out of anything. So I feel like he would have known and appreciated it for what it is. Even if people don't like Call of Duty, I'm pretty sure they can all agree that a movie made by somebody who enjoys Call of Duty would be better than a movie made by a bunch of people who have no clue what it is.
Yeah, because, like, I know some people, when I saw that news in the comments, are like, oh, it will just be another war movie. There's a lot to Call of Duty. It's not just war, especially depending on the franchise that they go for. Like, we talked about zombies last time, but, like, JJ, I know you did Black Ops 6 campaign. Like, there's a lot more than just a basic war film opportunity out of the Black Ops franchise. In Modern Warfare, there's betrayal in there as well. Like, I don't know if you remember the controversial, if you've ever heard of No Russian in Modern Warfare 2, where, like, you go into, like, airport and you just shoot a bunch of people, right? Like, I forget exactly what it was, but, like, it was so controversial they allowed you to skip that mission. Like, Call of Duty can absolutely be more than just a basic war film if they do it right. I'm not saying it's the best story, but someone like Steven Spielberg could have been phenomenal film from that.
And the specifics of this deal also indicated that they were allowed to, Paramount that is, they were allowed to basically turn it into a universe, like do whatever they want. They could make a movie and turn that movie into a series, and then they could also make shows out of it. Like, they could have branching shows. So, like, say they made a movie to basically start the universe, kind of like Iron Man did. Then they could have another movie series or maybe a show that kind of branches out into the different franchises. So, like, we have a starting point, and then it goes like, here, follow this person from, you know, this starting movie to go follow the Black Ops series story, and then go over this way to follow the Modern Warfare story.
Bruh. That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
But, like, again, what's, like, really confusing, so I know we just had the One Punch Man collab in Fortnite. You don't know much about One Punch Man, right?
I know he can one punch people.
Yes, he can. That's it. That's, like, a lot of the show. But it's really, it's a huge, it's not just a joke, but it is a big franchise. Like, people really liked One Punch Man Season 1 and 2, right? We've been waiting for, I want to say, like, almost 10 years for Season 3 or something crazy. Like, we've been waiting for a while, right? And we are a month or so out. It's supposed to start in October. Last trailer we got was like 4 or 5 months ago, and it was a pretty basic, like, a lot of still images. They looked pretty good, but, like, we didn't get much. We also didn't know the director and anything. Like, normally for an anime series or a season, we know the directors, a lot of the cast, like the artists. We know a lot leading up to it. We don't know, like, anything. We finally got a new trailer, and it's just more still images from that previous trailer. Well, now we have a director. So, what do you know about One Punch Man? What type of genre would you put it in?
Superhero?
I would just say action, right? Like, just fighting, right? So the director they got has only done romance and 18+ content.
Yeah.
Like, he's done some other episodes from other shows that are good, but, like, why is that the person you choose for One Punch Man Season 3? Like, there's so many directors for anime that they could have chosen from that could have made this a phenomenal season. I don't know so there's a fight that we're waiting on that might be in Season 4 or 5. I don't know if we're going to get there, because with the success of this season, it's going to flop, and we're not going to get more content. Because, JJ, the first episode, after years, is going to be a recap episode. Like, the series is not looking good. It's cooked. We are a month out, and we still, like, it's cooked. But, like, why are these studios, like, looking at this IP that they already have? Like, it's a big studio, right? I understand something like The Beginning After the End. It's like One Piece level in web novels, right? And the director, the writer of The Beginning After the End chose this, like, third-rate studio, and it was awful. But One Punch Man is already owned by a big studio, like MAPPA, that has done Attack on Titan, that's done these massive shows. So, like, what is happening here? Like, I'm so confused.
I think, and it's hard to say, right? Because a lot of these people, even if they are big names like Steven Spielberg, it's a case where you have to look at their previous work. And if their previous work isn't something that you feel fits the vibe of your project, then you would probably turn them down. And it is a hard case when they are really popular and every work of theirs has been a hit, because there's a high chance that they would make it a hit for you, even if that's not what they typically do. But there's also a chance that you'd end up having... here's a good example, actually. Sam Raimi. You know who that is, right?
Let me look it up, because I'm awful with names.
Here's what you need to know. Sam Raimi is the director of the first Spider-Man trilogy, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
He also did several horror movies as well. I forget which ones. I'm not a huge horror movie person, but
Evil
people
Dead,
said he
Army
was
of
really
Darkness.
good at that, like, street-level horror is basically
Spider-Man
how it's
4.
described.
Didn't know that was a thing.
But yeah, people are saying that he is a great director, and a lot of what he does is really, really good. You know what else he directed, Seth?
I did see that. Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness. So there is cases where you get a great director on and you have faith that they're going to do great on your project, and then something like Multiverse of Madness happens and it just turns out to be a not great movie. The best part of Multiverse of Madness was probably towards the end when you had like the zombies and stuff. Like, that is the kind of stuff that Sam Raimi is really good at. Problem is, that's not the kind of movie that was supposed to be. It was really supposed to be a superhero multiverse movie, and he is just not the person for that. And I feel like maybe they thought the same thing with Call of Duty here, and they were just like, I'm sorry, you're great, but you're not the kind of person we're looking for to direct this type of movie. Like, if they are trying to do a super wartime kind of movie, or they really want closer to, I don't know, a sci-fi, or even like a zombie apocalypse, like
with
if they're
like the
gonna do
Black
zombies
Ops
movie first. Like, if they're going to do this kind of stuff, they probably thought, your previous work doesn't really match our vision for the movie, and we're gonna say no because of that.
Yeah. Possibly. We'll have to wait and see, because it's still... I will say I'm gonna wait a little bit before we get some more confirmation. Do you know much more about the COD movie? Like, did it get confirmed at all? Okay. Because I follow some people, and it's like some reliable people, but then I don't know if they're just joking about it, because they're like, hey, this person's going to be this actor.
I know they absolutely signed a deal with Paramount, like, that is confirmed.
They did, okay. So we are getting something.
The deal does, in fact, include the rights to TV shows and stuff as well, if they want to turn it into a universe.
Okay. But we don't know much more about, like, the director or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so that's going to happen. That's fun. Fun stuff. Anything else you want to cover on this? Yes.
Seth, we have to talk about the silk singer in the room.
Yep. So, guys, there's this small little indie game that like flopped on its first release. Right? It's called Hollow Knight. Nobody knows about
I
this
wouldn't
game.
say flopped.
No, it flopped. It flopped the AAA studios and showing what you can actually do when you enjoy your game.
The save was attempted. I don't know if it was good.
It
anyway,
was attempted.
so
I don't know if it was good. I'm
Silksong
tired.
came out, guys. Silksong, Hollow Knight
Yeah.
Silksong, the sequel to the Hollow Knight game that came out, what was it, 7 years ago, I think it was?
Something
it
like
launched,
that. Wow.
and then it came to Game Pass and has been like a Game Pass veteran for a while. Everybody loved
I got it for free
it was
too
a great
on
game.
one of my PlayStation tiers. I have it for free too. I started playing it.
Yeah, I mean, it got around. Like, it was super accessible to everybody, and because of that, everybody got to try this game out, and a lot of people loved it. Like, it's objectively, it is a good platformer. My only problem, and the reason that I never finished it, was because of the, like, death loss. You lose everything you are holding when you die, and if you can't get back to that point without dying again, you lose it for good, and you have to start from square one. And I did that one too many times, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not done. I'm not playing this game.
That's fair.
But
that's why I don't really play games like this much.
It was an objectively good platformer game. So like, people were very much anticipating its sequel, and it got
Especially
announced,
with how
I wanna say,
little
5 years
silence.
ago.
Like, we had so much radio silence on this project.
We were told it was coming, and I think it got a date at one point, and then they were like, sorry, that date's actually not going to happen. They didn't give us a new one, and they didn't give us any updates after that, so we were just like, is the game still coming out? Until the, the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2. We got a trailer, and that it was going to be available on the Switch 2.
Still no news on it, though, like, no date or anything.
Okay.
But, like, hey, I feel like people, honestly, were more excited about that than the Switch 2 at launch.
Yeah.
Like, at that day.
Yeah. And then we also got it confirmed that it was going to be a day one Game Pass shortly after at an Xbox event. So, it released, 2 days ago it came out?
Yeah, well, did it actually release?
It did. It did actually.
Did it
release.
actually?
Not on all platforms right away, though. So it launched at the same time on all platforms.
I want to bring this up to a level of something like Super Ultra Instinct Goku, right? People talked about how that broke the internet. But, like, did it really? Or, like, Gear 5th Luffy for One Piece. Like, sure, like, the Crunchyroll service crashed and a lot of, like, the pirating websites struggled, but, like, it was there for, like, a day, like, an hour, right? And then people watched Gear 5th. Ultra Instinct broke Crunchyroll, but not everything. This, on the other hand, broke a lot.
Yes, Silksong not only crashed Xbox and Steam, they both, like, I've seen clips of people who were, like, waiting at 7 o'clock, like, they refreshed it, and it said, like, unavailable, couldn't process, whatever. Like, they were not able to purchase the game, and if they'd pre-ordered it, they weren't able to download it. On Steam. All of Steam. This is the, like, VPC storefront.
Have you heard of this before? Have you ever heard of, like, Steam crashing like this because of too much, like, traffic?
Maybe once or twice, but I can't even remember what it was for.
And maybe it was just Steam, right? Definitely not everything.
But yeah, it crashed Steam and Xbox. It wasn't able to release on PlayStation for a while. Like, you were there on the release time and refreshing, and it said, this product still isn't available. They literally tweeted out, like, hey guys, sorry, it didn't release on PlayStation yet. We're working on it.
We're gonna give it an hour or two, or day.
Yeah. And then it also crashed the Nintendo eShop. So literally all of the storefronts for gaming were crashed because of this game's release.
And then, mind you, even though the Steam servers crashed, it still was able to reach over 500,000 concurrent players.
And it reached a peak of over 1 million.
Like, the 500,000 is more than, I think, Hollow Knight, right? Like, it beat Hollow Knight, but with the server struggling to let people play it. So that means 500,000 people were able to buy it out of the 3 million that were sitting there waiting to play or something crazy. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Like, a game doing this is so unheard of, especially when it's an indie game. Especially when it costs $20.
$20. $20 speckles of money.
How in the world were they able to launch this game for $20? Like,
and said no to more money. People wanted to pay more, and they said no.
So just for perspective, Seth, do you know how many people are on the team that made this game?
3.
It is 3 people. 3 guys. One does the artwork, one does the coding, and one is like the, I guess you'd call them the director, this, not really CEO because it's not a company, but like the
maybe
head,
like
right?
HR, like the
they pretty much handle everything else. 3 guys. That is insane that they made a game like this. 7 years, mind you. It took them 7 years, which isn't bad when you consider how small their team is. And if you actually consider how long it takes to make other games, it tends to be around 5 years from start to finish. So I'm not surprised in all that it took them this long, especially because there are no bugs. Like, I don't know about you,
there's a lot of bugs.
Bruh. There are no
Every-
glitches. Because
Every video, it's like, it flopped. There's so many bugs.
no,
Okay.
but like people are making fun of that. But like every game that's released, every big game, every small game, people like rip it apart if it's not finished, if it has bugs. Like you will hear about it online and you will see it in the reviews. This game, I haven't seen a thing. Nobody's made a peep apart from the jokes about it having bugs.
Yeah.
This thing is so insanely clean on bugs. That is crazy to me.
I want to point out, too, like, money-wise, for 3 people. So if I just look at not the amount of people that have bought it on PlayStation, I have it up here, but the amount of people that have rated it. There's 14,000 people that rated it, and we do it at that $20 price point, and we divide that by 3, they made $93,000 per person.
And that's just the reviews.
The reviews of PlayStation.
Exactly.
Not the sales.
I guarantee
and
you only about
A
10 to
million?
20% of people actually rate games on console. So that is like a fraction of the amount of people who actually bought the game. Now on Xbox it's going to be a little different because obviously it's on Game Pass, so a lot of people are going to play it through that rather than purchasing it. However, I have a feeling that it might leave Game Pass at some point, which if people haven't finished it, then they're more inclined to buy it, especially because it's $20. But then
or people that bought it to support the studio because it's $20 and we're sick of these games coming out at $70, $80, $90.
Exactly. And then there's the factor of they do get money making a deal with Xbox. Like to put it on Game Pass, I'm pretty sure Xbox gives them like a lump sum of money that they think is fair to have it on for X amount of time that the deal would be. Which means they already, like even before release, made money off this game because of that day one deal.
Say, like, this is breaking internet. Gear 5, I love One Piece. I've talked about it before. If you listen to a few anime episodes, I talk about One Piece. That did not break the internet. Goku going Super Saiyan back in the 90s, that was crazy. Well, that was just anime. That wasn't everywhere, right? Like, at that time, it didn't break anything. Ultra Instinct, again, bro, Crunchyroll, this broke the internet. Seeing all storefronts breaking, and the positive reception of it is insane. And I
am
think
hoping
the big
and
thing,
praying large studios will like look at this and learn from this. Like
That's
I'm not
the-
saying I want them all to turn into tiny teams of people, but like really, let's consider this. If 3 guys made this in 7 years, if you put a team of 5 people out of the 1,000 people you have on staff, all working on one game at a time, maybe even double it if it's like a huge open world game. The amount of games you could pump out with 1,000 people coding on staff would be absolutely insane. You would have like 7+ games a year that you'd be putting out because of the sheer amount of projects that you could be working on at once. But instead you have over 1,000 people working on one game and it still comes out buggy as heck.
I think that's the biggest thing from this. No matter whether it was a good game or not, like this, seeing these numbers is what it's going to do to the industry. Again, I don't want all games to be indie, and I don't want them all to be $20, right? Because there are going to be bigger games, like open world games, like vast 3D open world games. That's going to take more time to generate, right? And if we are capping it at 20, well, then how much more are they going to have to do to get that money back, right? Because that's not cheap when you make certain games like that, or from these other IPs, right? So if I want a new Zelda Breath of the Wild, that's going to need more money to make, right? They're not going to be able to do something like this where they can just wait because it's just 3 guys. But we're looking, like, I know we mentioned at the beginning, Game Awards. Right now, Silksong is absolutely nominated, right? Like, if it's not nominated, I think we're going to have riots. And Expedition 33, which again is another really good priced, I think it was, what, $50?
40 or 50, yeah.
And then there was another one, which I forget, that was like everyone was freaking out about, but I know like Split Fiction came out this year. That's an indie game. And like just some other massive indie games that are probably guaranteed or high likelihood of getting a nomination. So if we look at just those 2, that's 2 out of the 6 nominations that are cheap indie games that had extremely positive reception. That we don't need to spend $3 trillion and 17,000 people working on it for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Question,
it's
though.
been absolutely crazy.
Question, though. With how this did, are you more excited or more scared for GTA 6? Because if this did that, what is GTA 6 gonna do? Or will it not do well with it having the age verification and being $100? Like,
I think it's the price.
Is this going to
I think it's
kill?
the price that's going to do it. I think people are going to, obviously the people who have money, the adults that, grew up playing the one game, I think they're going to definitely try and buy it or even pre-order it when it comes. But I think in the end, the price is going to be their downfall. If it really is $100 for the base game, and you have to have the new gen consoles, like this won't be available on old, and it won't be available on PC. Remember
not
that.
PC.
This will be a console only release. I think they are not going to make as many sales.
Like, is Hollow Knight Silksong, did it just kill GTA 6? Like,
It might have. That's a YouTube video title right there.
We can label that the episode of the podcast. Hey, we have 9 minutes. Let's talk about it. like we actually filled our episode with our 4 topics. I'm kind of proud of us.
Yeah, we did.
Because I was expecting us to talk about some random topic, like the new Fortnite update or something for 15-20 minutes at the end. But no, we covered our hour. So
this is what happens when we let ourselves rant about this stuff.
That's why I'm like, let's actually, like, I was actually like, maybe we should do this. Let's just do another random episode. And I think it turned out pretty well. But Hollow Knight killing GTA 6. I think we talked about it last episode as well. Like that other futuristic game that said they wanted to be on the level of GTA 6. I'm like, I've never even heard of this. Mm-hmm. The quadruple game made $1 billion on it. Because I think another thing that we can see about this is the development cycle, right? Is the fact that the reason it took so long wasn't because they were able to, right? They didn't have these deadlines because they didn't have Riot. Like, Hytale had, like, a kind of similar experience, right? Where they had fun making it, but they had this studio over them. But because it's indie, because they could do what they wanted, they waited and had fun enjoying adding more stuff to it. And look at what we got. I don't want to know, because it's only been out for 2 days. From what I know about Hollow Knight, is the fact that, like, you can't really explore everything, right? It's an open world, but, like, it's really hard to explore everything because there's no, like,
open
map
zone.
to show.
So, like, you fill in things as you go, and you unlock zones as you, like, progress your character's abilities.
But then it's like, but I don't want to know the amount of, like, stuff in Hollow Knight Silksong and how much, like, game time it will take to complete everything, to complete all bosses, to explore every zone, to get every item. Like,
I think they said there's something like 30 some unique bosses. That means every boss
40.
has a different attack pattern.
40.
Was it 40? 40 unique bosses. They all have different attacks, different AIs, like it'll all work differently. And mind you, the bosses in this game are, I don't want to say like Souls bosses, because obviously this is 2D, but like it's on that level of you have to learn and practice to beat each one.
It is not like
so
easy.
that alone
like,
would be hours upon hour. It's crazy.
For $20. For $20.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to say, like, the art style. Is it my favorite art style? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say what was I going to say? Hold on. Oh, no, yeah, I remember. I saw a video that was saying basically you could pay $70 to buy the new Borderlands game, right? Borderlands 4. You could pay all that money to buy that, and that would get you probably 40 to 60 hours of gameplay if you're playing through it casually. Or, for that same amount of money, you could buy Hollow Knight Silksong, you could buy Helldivers 2, and you could buy like a third indie game Xbox that, you know, is a smaller project. And all three of these games would add up to the same total as one AAA game that is coming out, and you would get triple the amount of playtime out of it, and probably more enjoyment, because there's like so much more that you can do with 3 different games than just one.
Now, JD, that was the 70. Now imagine we take it to something like Mario Kart World. That was $80.
Mm-hmm.
With $80, you can buy Expedition 33, which I think is around $50, right? And that is a massive, like, artistic boss fight. Like, it's not Souls-like, but it is a very unique game. That's $50. We take Silksong. That's another $20. And Silksong, again, very artistic game. We still have $10 or like $10, $15 for around the same price. You can get Hollow Knight 1 or, again, like another indie game. Or Terraria. Like, if you're on PC, you could buy Terraria for $10, JJ. You could buy Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Terraria for the same price as Mario Kart World.
I think prices for games are just getting too high. Like, I understand to a point, obviously.
It's expensive.
It's stupid, but they claim the market standards are requiring them to raise prices. I think that's bull. I think you are simply handling your games the wrong way. Gaming started out with small development teams, and they made great games. Just because technology has advanced doesn't mean you need more people, more time, and more money to make those same games. You have better tools now. You have better coders now. People, like, this is a more popular industry. You have resources at your disposal to make this easier for yourself, but you're deciding to take longer and charge more money for a product that isn't even as good as a game that we got in 2005. Like, really.
Or, again, like, we can just add how many games, because we look at the Borderlands 4 Super Deluxe Edition, it's $130.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and how many, like, full indie games you can get for that same price is insane. Like, I really hope that the AAA studios are going to take a look at this and be like, hey, let's take a step back. Like,
yeah.
Not just, like, for the quality of the game, right? Because I understand that, like, you can make an entire game and this 1 is a 0 and it shatters. Like, I understand bugs will happen. It's still annoying, but I will give it to you. Especially something like Fortnite, which is free. But if I'm spending $90 on a deluxe edition to get it early, and it can't even perform, like, it can't even run, which is happening more and more, mind you. Like, some games, it's not happening as much, and sure, the games get fixed, but if I'm spending, because the deluxe versions are specifically to get it early, right? Like, I'm gonna buy Ghost of Yotei, the deluxe edition, but the main edition, like, bonus, is playing it early. And if it runs and I can't, like, that's a failure. For $90 or $20 polished. Which one are you going to choose? $20 polished, boundless content, or $90 risk it to play it early and it might not even run?
It's so much more
what do you think people are going to choose
these days to buy an indie game because it's done. Like, it is done. Whether or not they're adding more content later, it is done. If Hytale comes out and it's $20, I don't care that it's not going to have a crap ton of content. I'm buying it because it will be playable, and they have guaranteed that they're adding more, just like Minecraft was all those years ago when it was an indie game. They are adding more, and it is playable all the way through that.
Because especially nowadays with these AAA games, they're now requiring internet or like a subscription or something to play online, even though it's a single player game. Or it's like we have to risk the servers like shutting down. So I think that'd be an interesting topic. Yeah, I agree. Come on, when's the video is gonna come out? Like, it's been 2 days. Silksong killed GTA 6.
Yep. Come on, everybody. Everybody needs to make a video with that title and give us your opinion.
And we also require 2% of any revenue made because we came up with it first.
Yep. Alright, yeah. You can't take it. Trademark.
2%. That's a fair trade-off. That's a fair trade-off. That's not that much. And that will allow JJ to afford... JJ, I'll give you my 2%, by the way, so you can afford a new microphone.
Woohoo! No janky setup!
Anyway, guys, this is a crazy one. If you guys want to like see more content and more chaos that is happening in the gaming world or media world or whatever's happening, make sure to join our Instagram and Discord and Twitter and Facebook and iHeartRadio. Do an iHeartRadio again. Love you guys.
Yep.
You're the forgotten one.
Yas, queen.
Okay, guys. Good luck and goodbye.
Bye.